Hey guys, welcome to another Rise of Iron video. Today we're looking at the Burning Eye Scout Rifle, and I'm going to give you my opinion on whether you should use it or infuse it. Light levels are of course incredibly important right now, and having your best weapons at a high light level is of course preferable, and while these trials weapons are new and interesting, it doesn't always translate into them being highly effective. I plan to do a use or infuse video on all these trials weapons, and possibly the raid weapons and even the weapons that drop at the end of Crucible matches if you guys are interested, so do let me know. As I said, today we're looking at the Burning Eye Scout Rifle in the Adept variant. All the Adept primaries of course come with Snapshot, which is a nice perk, but not having it definitely doesn't break the weapon. The Burning Eye is in the Vision of Confluence Hung Jury archetype of Scout Rifle, which is generally speaking the most popular Scout Rifle type in PvE, but is generally outperformed in PvP by Pulse Rifles and the lower impact Scout Rifles. It's definitely not that these Scout Rifles are bad for PvP, but the map design generally doesn't cater to Scout Rifles, and this archetype suffers as it also has a relatively slow time to kill. It does make up for that with consistency though, as you will only need 2 headshots and 2 body shots to take down a Guardian. With all the new endgame weapons you get Ballistics instead of different sights. The sight on this Scout is quite nice. It's a mid-zoom sight, which allows for some good versatility, but it does also make it even harder to compete with Pulse Rifles and Midas in close to mid-range. In terms of Ballistics, you get the choice between Smart Drift Control for easily uncontrollable recoil but a slight penalty to range, Smooth Ballistics for more range but less stability, and also Accurized Ballistics for more range and impact but less stability. Accurized Ballistics will increase the damage for a headshot from 61 to 63, which will actually allow you to 3-shot Guardians with extremely low armor, as you will see here. For the most part, Smart Drift Control is the way to go for the much more easily controllable recoil. As you will see, it's pretty much straight up, whereas the other recoil patterns with the other Ballistics do bounce a lot more. It's not terrible by any means, but the extra range quite simply isn't worth it, as you will see in a minute. In the first column of perks you have the choice between Small Bow and Reinforced Barrel. Small Bow is really a no-brainer here as it boosts both stability and range, whereas you take a big hit to stability with Reinforced Barrel. And as you will see, the damage drop off, even when running the minimum possible range on this Scout, is extremely far away, and it'll rarely come into effect in any scenario in this game, be it PvP or PvE. In the second column of perks you get the choice between Explosive Rounds and Fitted Stock. I personally offer Fitted Stock in PvP and Explosive Rounds in PvE. It is worth mentioning though that it's very disorienting to get shot by Explosive Rounds in PvP, so an argument can be made for that. And in the final column you get Third Eye and Zen Moment. Zen Moment isn't really the greatest perk, it doesn't really do much, and since the weapon already has fantastic stability, there's really no need for it. Third Eye is great in PvP, but almost completely pointless in PvE, so this final column is a little lackluster. Personally I spec mine for Smart Drift Control, Small Bow, Fitted Stock, and Third Eye for PvP, unless of course I'm playing against low light or low armor Guardians, in which case I run Accurized Ballistics for the 3-shot kill potential. In PvE I spec for Accurized Ballistics, Small Bow, Explosive Rounds, and Zen Moment. So how does this gun perform? Well, it's a workhorse. It has absolutely fantastic stats all around. Fantastic range, great stability, and a solid reload speed, and while both reload and max size are reduced with Small Bow, the 14 rounds is still acceptable and the reload isn't too bad. And should you have any issues with it, you can fix that with Scout Rifle reload gauntlets, or alternatively the Ophidian aspects for Warlocks. But the Burning Eye doesn't do anything spectacular either. It doesn't have the time to kill of a Mitre or an Angel's Advocate, it doesn't have the DPS of the Chaos Dogma or the crowd control abilities of really any Scout Rifle that drops with perks such as Firefly, Reactive Reload, and Crowd Control. That's not necessarily a bad thing. This gun is good at almost anything, it's just not the best at anything either. The perks are really focused on PvP it seems, with the exception of Explosive Rounds, which are excellent for PvE, as it gives you a small AoE almost like Firefly, albeit not as powerful. So I would say if you're looking for a solid Scout Rifle for PvE, by all means keep this Scout Rifle. It's gonna get the job done, but if you have a Scout better suited for crowd control like the Not Like the Others or the Hung Jury, with the original Taken King vendor roles, there's really no point to you using the Burning Eye over any of them in PvE. For PvP, you're better off with a Mida if you want to use a Scout, or alternatively you can use a Hawksaw or a Last Word. All these options are much better suited for activities such as Trials of Osiris. The Burning Eye simply isn't specialized enough for a certain role. The fact that it's a jack of all trades weapon is a great strength, but in the end also the main reason I would recommend you guys infuse it into a different weapon that is better for exactly what you need it for. It's definitely a hard decision though. This weapon is fantastic, it's just not good enough for anything specifically, and that's why my verdict is on Infuse. Hope you guys found this video helpful and enjoyed it. Look out for videos on the Exile student and the Vision Stone in the coming days, and I will catch you guys on my next video.